if you've been ripping Topps baseball cards lately and thought, well, wait a second, this things feel different, you're not wrong at all. Topps is quietly, very quietly, making huge changes to the hobby that many collectors don't even realize what's going on. Not just what they're releasing, but also how they're designing their cards as well. Today, I'm going to break down just exactly what is happening with Fanatics and Topps, and what are they doing to standardize the baseball cards, and why it could completely change the hobby moving forward. Now, real quick, if you want to stay on update alerts and release dates and when things come out and all different kinds of stuff, make sure that you comment Insider. I'll send you a link and you can sign up, no strings attached, email and no money, anything like that. And usually every month I'll send out an Insider email that goes over all this stuff where you can look at one place for release dates, drops, card shows, all that stuff, just like a list so you guys can see what's going on because it's so hard to find it online. So anyway, what is Topps changing in the first place? So Topps is standardizing their baseball card schedule, their release schedule. And like we have for Topps, 50 random sets that nobody has asked for over the time that we've been collecting and more and more and more over the past years. And now Topps is focusing on a core lineup. Like the core lineup is going to be Series 1, Series 2, Update, and then also Topps Chrome, Bowman Chrome, and then also the more premium sets like Topps Finest, Dynasty, Sterling, like all those premium sets that they're kind of focusing on. And also they're focusing on online sets as well, like the Topps Now, the Throwback Thursdays. Topps is tightening things up, and just like how Nike has tiers, like for their Max Air or Air Jordan or Dunks and things like that, Topps is trying to tier things out so it makes it easier, I guess, for collectors in the end of the road, right? And that leads us to the segment 2. Why is Topps doing this? Now, there is a lot of hobby fatigue. Like I've been talking with you guys in the comments for years now, right? And a lot of you are getting phased out of the hobby because there's just so many different sets and you don't know what to spend your money on. You don't know what to buy. You don't know what set is what. It's hard to keep up with these things. And that means there's a lot of fatigue that's happening with all these different kind of sets, just at least for baseball. I'm not even talking football. I'm not talking auto racing, basketball, hockey, and all this kind of crazy stuff. I'm just focusing on baseball here and Fanatics and things like that. So the fatigue is real, and there's too many sets that have diluted the rookie cards and the hit values. And that leads me into there's a lot of confusing checklists that made you and some other people that were, if you're watching this video still, quit because of the fact of this case, right? So Fanatics' strategy is more quality, less confusion, and stronger value over time. So a lot of you don't like Fanatics, and I get that and things like that, but at least they're trying to change it up a little bit. And before we even get into more of what they're actually doing and the hidden change and all that stuff, right? Make sure that you comment below on what you guys think of what's happening. Do you agree with Fanatics? Do you not agree with Fanatics in doing this in Topps? Is this a good thing for the hobby? Is it a bad thing for the hobby? I'm just going to kind of give you what they're doing, and then at the end I'll give you my opinion. But I'm just showing you what they're actually doing, and at least they're doing something. So that's the one thing I'm trying to be positive about this stuff, which is good. So they want this streamlined appearance and this experience, and it's easy for kids, adults, collectors, and even investors. Like a messy hobby, that turns people off, and a clean, exciting one that brings them in more. So they're trying to bring more people in instead of having a bazillion different sets and trying to figure out who's this and this and this and this. It's just very hard to kind of stay on top of things. So at least they're trying to kind of, for my OCD-ness, it's at least they're putting things in order. So it makes it a lot easier to focus on what you want to collect and what you don't want to collect. So that's a good thing. And that leads me into segment 3, which is the hidden change. They are standardizing the look of the hobby as well, not just by looking at release dates and what they're releasing and things like that with boxes and blaster boxes and hobby boxes, but they're also standardizing the look across sets. which is probably a good thing as well. So it's not just about what products are released, but it's also how they look, and that leads me into how Topps is standardizing the colors and the designs across Series 1, Series 2, and Series Update. Now, so Topps is not just standardizing the look across these designs, but looking at like the Halloweens and the spring training parallels and Topps 1 2025 and the Topps 2024 updated series and things like that. They're unifying the border color schemes. They're also keeping a consistent design flow from the start of the season to the end. So at least the design flow from the entire season is going to be consistent with Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. So there's no more Series 1 being like clean white and then Series 2 being loud and stripy and then Update looking like another random brand. It's all to be like consistent across the entire board, which is a good thing, I think, because then you're not having so many different variations of things happening. That's hard to keep things, in order. And, again, my OCD brain, I like having things in order, which is a good thing. So, like the gold out of 50s in Series 1 will match the gold out of 50s in the Chrome and will also match in the updated series as well. Refractors have more consistent tones. No more neon orange or burnt orange mismatch and things like that. Chrome and Sapphire, you're going to have more things being tightened up with cleaner backgrounds, less rainbow madness and stuff like that. So why does this matter? This matters because collectors instantly recognize rarity by color now. And grading displays look way cleaner when you're grading these things and stuff like that. And investors, they feel more confident holding these parallels and stuff like that. So, and that kind of leads me into segment 4, which is, early signs is already happening. So are we seeing this happening right now in April or almost May of 2025? And Topps Series 1 2025, they have a tight checklist and fewer junk rookies, which is a good thing because now instead of, not that you're a junk rookie if you're watching this video and you're a rookie, like, I'm a junk rookie, right? A junk rookie meaning like, at least we know who these people are. And eventually if they make it to, AAA or AA or major leagues and they're a good prospect in the top 100 prospects and things like that, we can understand what they are, because I've gotten many autos of people I have no idea who they even are. And I follow baseball pretty cleanly and pretty up to date. And I get some of these autos that, they never even make it out of rookie ball or even double or single A. So, even though the autos aren't worth anything and it's a shame for that player not to make it any further, but, me as a card collector, I'm not seeing any value in this and holding it for my collection. So that's a big thing that was happening over years past, and Topps is changing that because they're making fewer junk rookies. Bowman 2025, they have a cleaner prospect list, better base refractor quality, and Topps Chrome 2025, it looks polished, and refractor and color pops instead of blending messily and things like that. So they are updating it, which is a good thing, and I'm sure a lot of you do appreciate that. And so when you hold a Sapphire card now, it actually feels premium again, not like a foil lottery ticket and things like that. So at least they are changing some stuff around. And that leads me into the last segment. Is it good or is this bad for the hobby? Now, before I even get to that, I want you to comment on what do you think this is happening. Do you think this is good for the hobby? Do you think this is bad for the hobby? Let us know in the comments, and we can discuss this in the comments. So, like, the good part, I'll give you both sides, right? The good part, it's easier to collect. It's easier to know what you're going to expect for Topps 1, Topps Series 1, Topps Series 2, Topps Series, updated series, Chrome, and so on and so forth. So that is easier to collect for collectors. They can keep things more in order. If you're OCD like I am, like I said again, right, you can see these things happening. There is also stronger brand loyalty, meaning like you have these entire set of Topps 2025s that are more loyal to their brands and not actually different things for each series. So, which is a good thing. Better long-term value for these color match parallels. Since they're changing the color design, now you have these better long-term value because now everybody knows, okay, well, this value is this value is this value is this, which is a good thing. Some bad things you can kind of hint at is, you have some weird, some fun, I guess you could say fun niches that these sets may disappear, like Stadium Club Chrome or the Allen and Ginter X or things like that, or even like they've been transitioning to the Top Celebration now, And I'm not sure that they're coming out with Big League Baseball anymore. So Big League Baseball might transition. So these lower end value sets that nobody's really collecting, even though I try to collect Big League Baseball and stuff like that, they might get rid of these sets and they may go by the wayside. So that might be a bad thing for, just original collectors that might want to do all the top stuff and they're missing out on these sets. Some collectors might miss the wild experimental design. So you have these different like Halloween parallels or spring training parallels or whatever that could be, and you might not get that anymore. You might not get, well, not the Halloween parallels you can still get because they did the spring training and things like that, but these different parallels that were more rare, maybe you're not going to get these things anymore, and that might be a bad thing too. So the key thought is going to be like change always scares the hobby, but this might be one of the rare times it changes. That it's change we actually asked for, so which is a good thing. And in closing, I wanted to kind of leave you guys with Topps is tightening everything up from what they release to even how their cards look to how rare cards feel again. For serious collectors, this is going to make sets way more valuable and satisfying. And even for new collectors, you're looking at it's finally a hobby you can ask, or you not ask, but it's actually a hobby that you can actually understand without needing a checklist or a decoder ring for. So, but what do you think? Again, are you excited for a cleaner, simpler Topps, or do you miss the chaos that's ensuing in the entire thing? Again, let us know in the comments, and we appreciate you guys watching time and time again. We appreciate you guys commenting time and time again, and make sure that you guys give us a like. It helps our channel out. Comment, it helps our channel out, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Do it for Dale. Peace.